Ingratitude stung like a slap across my face. I stood in my mom's gleaming kitchen in Seattle, clutching my phone so tight my knuckles went pale. Her voice crackled through the speaker, sharp and accusing. "After all we've done for you, Emma, this is how you repay us?" I nearly laughed. 15 years of sacrifices flashed before me. The luxury vacations to Hawaii. The country club fees in Bellevue. The endless loans to my sister Lily, never repaid, always excused. "Mom," I said, my voice steady but cold. "I can't keep bankrolling Lily's schemes. Her latest fashion startup is a money pit, and you know it." She snapped back, vicious. "Your sister has ambition. Unlike you, playing it safe with your boring analyst job. She's a dreamer. A dreamer who spends her nights at casinos," I thought, but I bit my tongue. I'd learned long ago arguing was pointless. "No," I said firmly. "I'm not investing another cent." The silence on the line was like ice. "She always resented Lily's spark," Mom muttered, as if I wasn't there. I hung up, my chest tight, and leaned against the marble island I'd paid for during their last remodel. Sunlight poured through the massive windows, glinting off the crystal vase Mom filled with weekly flower deliveries. My money, of course. Always my money. My phone buzzed. A text from Lily. "Come on, sis. Don't be so uptight. Meet me for dinner to talk?" I stared at the screen, then deleted it. I grabbed my purse, heading for the door. My dad's voice stopped me. "Emma, hold on." He stood in the hallway, awkward, as usual when forced to pick a side. "Your mom's just looking out for the family." "Family," I echoed, bitter. "Dad, I've lived in a cramped studio in Tacoma to fund your lifestyle. When did anyone care about me?" He looked away, muttering something about my independence. Independent because I had to be. I walked out, the weight of their expectations heavy on my shoulders. A week later, betrayal cut deeper than I'd imagined. I sat in my tiny Tacoma studio, sorting through junk mail, when a letter slipped out. A notice from their estate lawyer, meant for my parents' Seattle address, not mine. My hands trembled as I read it. Then read it again. They'd transferred everything to Lily. The house in Portland I'd saved from foreclosure. The investment accounts I'd managed for years. 15 years of my sweat, my savings, my life signed over to my reckless sister. I felt hollow, like I'd been erased. I called Sarah, my best friend, my voice barely a whisper. "They cut me out, Sarah. Like I was nothing." "Those snakes," she hissed. "What are you doing about it?" I opened my laptop, logging into the emergency accounts I'd set up a decade ago. Joint accounts, requiring my signature for any big moves. Accounts they'd forgotten when they schemed to ditch me. $500,000 sat there untouched. Money I'd saved, scrimped, and sacrificed for. Money they'd spent without a second thought. They thought they could toss me aside. My cursor hovered over the account settings. They forgot who's been holding the reins. I thought of the dreams I'd buried. The promotions I skipped because they meant moving and who'd handle their bills. The relationships that crumbled because I was too busy bailing them out. My mom's voice echoed, calling me ungrateful. No, I'd given everything. Been the perfect daughter. And this was their thanks, cutting me off the second I said no. Lily's text popped up. "Urgent startup stuff, sis. Can you send $30,000 by tomorrow?" I stared at the screen, then at my balance. They never tracked it, too busy living large on my dime. If they want to play dirty, I thought, let's play. I clicked to freeze all transactions. The laptop snapped shut with a sharp click. For the first time in years, I didn't feel drained or guilty. I felt alive. Let them scramble. Let them realize what it's like to lose what you took for granted. My name's Emma, and this is how I started dismantling their perfect, golden world. 6 hours after I froze the accounts, my phone exploded. Lily's text started casual, then turned frantic. "Yo, sis, account's glitching. Can't access the funds. Emma, this is bad. I need that cash now." I blocked her number without a reply. Then Mom chimed in, her usual mix of venom and guilt. "How could you lock us out after all we've done? Your father's stressed. Don't be selfish, Emma." I blocked her too. Their words stung, but something new burned brighter. Power. I wasn't their doormat anymore. That evening, Sarah showed up at my Tacoma studio with Chinese takeout and a bottle of red wine. She plopped onto my worn couch, handing me a glass. "You look like you need this," she said, smirking. "I just froze my family's $300,000 lifeline," I said, grabbing the bottle. "Should I feel good?" "You're not their lifeline, Emma. You're their ATM." Sarah leaned closer. "They tried to erase you. What did they think would happen?" I sipped the wine, letting her words sink in. My phone buzzed again. "Dad, using a new number." I declined the call. "I need to talk to Olivia," I said, thinking of my ex, a sharp financial lawyer in Seattle. "She still likes your Instagram posts," Sarah teased, then got serious. "But Emma, you always said you didn't want to be like them. Don't let this make you cruel." I swirled the wine, staring at the blocked calls. They're about to learn what it's like without me. Is that cruel or just fair? The next morning, I dialed Olivia. She agreed to meet at a coffee shop downtown. "I need to know where I stand legally," I told her over the phone. "They cut me out, but I control those accounts." Olivia's voice was calm, confident. "If those are joint accounts, you've got leverage. Let's dig into this." I hung up, feeling a spark I hadn't felt in years. Not guilt. Not exhaustion. Strength. They thought they could break me, discard me like trash. But I was done playing their game. Let them panic. Let them beg. My name's Emma, and I was just getting started. I met Olivia at a bustling Seattle coffee shop, the air thick with espresso and morning chatter. She looked sharp in a tailored blazer, her eyes softening as I spilled the story. "So, they cut you out," she said, tapping her tablet. "Everything house, accounts handed to Lily." I nodded, my throat tight. "And they planned it for years." Olivia's brow furrowed. "Their lawyer, Rachel Carter, has a reputation." I dug into her. 3 fraud cases, all mysteriously dropped. She showed me articles, legal filings. Rachel's name tied to shady deals, buried loopholes. "They've been scheming since I was 25, I said, my voice low. "Taking my money while plotting to ditch me." I stirred my latte, the foam swirling like my thoughts. 15 years of bonuses, overtime, ramen dinners, all for them. I thought it'd make them love me. "Sounds desperate," I muttered. Olivia's hand brushed mine. "It sounds human." She pulled up the account details. "The joint accounts are airtight. Your signature's required for major moves. You freezing them was smart. They can't touch a dime." My phone buzzed. "Mom, using a friend's number. Dad's meds are running low. Are you trying to ruin us?" I showed Olivia. "They're lying," I said. "His meds cost $10 a month. They spent more on coffee today." "She's desperate," Olivia said, her voice firm. "Desperate people show their colors." I thought of my own desperate years. Skipping vacations. Living in a Tacoma shoebox. All to keep their Portland mansion afloat. Where was their worry then? "Dig deeper," I told Olivia. "Into Rachel, Lily's business, all of it." She nodded, her eyes sharp. "If there's dirt, I'll find it." My phone buzzed again. Another text from Mom. "You're tearing this family apart." I deleted it. They tore it apart when they signed those papers. As I left the shop, I passed a boutique where I'd bought Mom's birthday dress last year. $500 charged to my card. Now she wore it while scheming against me. I clenched my fists. They thought they could outplay me. But I was done being their pawn. My name's Emma, and I was ready to expose their lies. I tailed Lily's sleek Audi through the neon-lit streets of Las Vegas, keeping 2 cars between us. She'd claimed investor meetings for her fashion startup, but I knew better. She pulled into the Mirage Casino's lot, glancing over her shoulder like she sensed trouble. I parked, snapping photos through my windshield as she darted inside. "Some meetings," I muttered, my pulse racing. My phone rang. Olivia, with news. Rachel Carter's tied to 2 money laundering cases. Dropped due to missing evidence. She's helping Lily hide cash. I gripped the steering wheel. Before I could reply, a sharp tap hit my window. I flinched. Mom stood there, clutching a designer purse, her face twisted with fury. "Following your sister now?" she hissed as I rolled down the glass. "What's this sick game?" "I'm exposing the truth," I shot back. "Lily's not pitching investors. She's gambling away your precious fortune." I pointed at the casino's glowing sign. She's washing money, Mom. With Rachel Carter's help. Mom's eyes blazed. You're just jealous. Always trying to dim Lily's light. Lily's drowning in debt and fraud, I snapped. And you're enabling her. She yanked at my door handle, but it was locked. We did what's best for the family, she said, her voice venomous. Family? I laughed, my voice cracking. I'm family too. Or just the bank you drained until you didn't need me. You were never the star, Emma, she said, smoothing her dress, my gift from last Christmas. You're the reliable one. Boring. A car door slammed nearby. Dad stepped out of his Lexus, looking weary. Karen, enough, he said to Mom. Not here. Do you know about the laundering? I asked him. Or do you just sign whatever she hands you? He flinched. Lily's made mistakes. But she's our daughter, I cut in. And I'm not? I gave you everything for 15 years. Sarah's car pulled up, her timing perfect. You okay? She asked, stepping beside me. Mom sneered. This is a family matter. Funny, Sarah said, her voice dripping sarcasm. I thought you disowned Emma. Unless you need her money. Let's go, Sarah told me. I glanced at Mom, still fuming, and Dad, silent as ever. You'll regret this, Mom called as we walked away. No, I said, turning back. You will. My name's Emma, and I'm done with their lies. My phone pinged with a real estate alert, and my heart sank. I sat at a Portland diner with Sarah, staring at the screen. They're selling the house, I whispered, showing her the listing. The colonial in Portland's West Hills, with its wide porch and arched windows I'd helped restore. The house I'd saved from foreclosure a decade ago. I choked on my coffee. You refinanced it with your first big bonus, Sarah said softly. And now they're dumping it? For pennies, I said, my voice tight. To cover Lily's mess. Olivia called that night as I chopped vegetables in my tiny Tacoma kitchen. You were right about Lily's startup, she said. It's a shell company. Rachel Carter set it up to launder money. Big transfers, sketchy patterns, tied to Vegas gambling rings. I set the knife down. Lily's in deep, isn't she? If you mean potential felony charges, yeah, Olivia said. A knock at my door startled me. Through the peephole, I saw Lily, disheveled, eyes red. I gotta go, I told Olivia, opening the door with the chain on. What do you want? Lily's voice cracked. I need help, Emma. I owe people money. Gambling debts? Her eyes widened. How'd you doesn't matter, I cut in. You're not my problem anymore. Mom and Dad made that clear when they signed everything to you. They didn't mean it, she pleaded. They did, I said, meeting her gaze. Every signature, every clause, was to erase me while taking my money. Now you're learning life without your personal ATM. These people are dangerous, she whispered. Then sell your Audi, I said. Or that bracelet I bought you. I started closing the door. Wait, you're my sister. Funny how you remember that now. I shut the door, her protests muffled. My phone buzzed. Mom. Lily's a wreck in our driveway. Proud of yourself? I typed back, yes. Proud of raising a gambler with dirty money? No reply. I drove past the Portland house that night. The for sale sign loomed like a scar. Through the window, I saw Mom and Dad at the kitchen table, heads bowed. They looked small, defeated. For a moment, I almost called. Then I remembered their betrayal, planned for years. I drove away. Let them feel abandoned. My name's Emma, and I'm tearing their world apart. Tuesday morning, I watched from my Tacoma office as a tow truck hooked Lily's Audi. She ran out in designer sweats, yelling, arms flailing like a kid losing her toy. My phone buzzed. Sarah, texting from her bank job. 3 bounce checks this week. Their power's cut tomorrow. I replied, they've got a generator. I bought it. Sarah shot back, Lily tried pawning it yesterday. I laughed, bitter. Typical. Olivia burst into my office, clutching a thick file. Courts greenlit our fraud petition, she said. The investigation's rolling. My phone rang. Dad, his voice shaky. Emma, please. Talk sense into Lily. She's lost. I leaned back, my voice cold. Remember when I warned you about her gambling? When I said giving her free cash was trouble? Silence. Did you listen then, Dad? We thought you were jealous, he mumbled. Look where that got you. He choked up, tears audible. I'd never heard him cry, not in 15 years of being their bank. I hung up, my chest tight. Olivia watched me pace. You okay? I don't know, I said. This was supposed to be simple. Freeze the accounts. Make them squirm. But it's bigger now. Olivia spread documents across my desk. Rachel Carter's linked to a Vegas crime ring. Same one Lily's tangled with. This isn't just family drama anymore. It's organized crime. My stomach twisted. Is Lily in danger? If she doesn't pay her debts, yeah, Olivia said. My phone buzzed again. An unknown number. Lily owes us $200,000. Family helps family. You've got 48 hours. I showed Olivia. We should call the cops, she said. And say what? My sister's laundering money for the mob? I shook my head. Let her sweat. Another text from Mom. No power. No groceries. Help us, Emma. Olivia grabbed my phone. Don't answer. They're playing you. I know, I said, staring at Mom's words. But what if Lily's really in trouble? She got herself there, Olivia said. You're not her savior. The door flew open. Sarah rushed in, panting, handing me her phone. Local news. Rachel Carter's under investigation for fraud. Her face stared from the screen. It's happening, Sarah said. I nodded, my jaw tight. Let them crumble. My name's Emma, and I'm watching their empire burn. Dad sat across from me at a quiet Portland diner, his hands trembling around an untouched coffee mug. No fancy suit, no mom hovering. Just him, looking old, broken. I know everything, he whispered. The asset transfer. Lily's gambling. The laundering. And you did nothing, I said, my voice steady but sharp. I'm a coward, Emma, he said, his voice cracking. Every time Mom pushed for more money, every time Lily screwed up, I stayed quiet. It was easier than fighting. Easier than protecting you. I needed a dad, I said, my throat tight. Not a bystander. He slid an envelope across the table. This is why I'm here. I opened it. A notarized confession. The laundering, Rachel Carter's schemes, the transfer plot all laid bare. Why no? I asked, my eyes locked on his. Because someone in this family has to do right, he said. Use it. Help the investigation. It might lighten Lily's charges. My phone rang. Olivia, her voice urgent. Rachel Carter pleaded guilty. She's spilling everything, bank records, clients, the works. Prosecutors are moving fast. I glanced at Dad. How much does Lily owe? 200 grand, he said. Mom's selling her jewelry. It won't cover it. That's not my mess, I said, my voice firm. He nodded, pushing the coffee away. I just needed you to know I'm sorry. For everything. My phone buzzed again. Sarah, turn on the news. I opened the app. Breaking news, Seattle lawyer tied to fraud. Arrests imminent. It's starting, I told Dad. He looked relieved. Better the cops than the loan sharks. He stood, leaving cash for the coffee. You did right, Emma, even if it hurts. I drove to the Portland house, arriving as police cars pulled up. Mom stood at the door, hands over her mouth. Lily sat on the steps, head down. A detective approached me. You have information? I handed over Dad's confession. Everything's there, I said. Mom's scream cut the air. How could you betray us? How could you? I turned to her, my voice calm. How could you take my life for 15 years, then throw me away? How could you let Lily destroy herself? Officers led Lily to a squad car. Dad nodded at me, a silent acknowledgement. My name's Emma, and I'm done carrying their weight. The real estate agent handed me the keys to my new Seattle apartment, her smile bright. Congratulations, Emma. It's yours. I stood in the empty living room, sunlight streaming through wide windows. No guilt over the deposit. No dread of family emergencies. Just peace. My phone rang. Olivia, with the latest. Lily pleaded guilty, she said. 2 years, plus restitution. The crime ring ties helped prosecutors chase bigger fish. Rachel Carter's disbarred, facing 5 years. Your dad's confession tipped the scales. I sat on the bare floor, leaning against the fresh-painted wall. What about Mom? She's selling what's left, Olivia said. Claims she knew nothing about the laundering. She paused. She asked if you're happy. I froze. In 15 years of funding her life, Mom never cared about my happiness. A knock at the door broke my thoughts. Sarah stood there, holding champagne and glasses. "First night in your place," she grinned, stepping in. "We're celebrating." I put Olivia on speaker as Sarah poured. "Your dad left something at my office," Olivia said. "A letter and a photo album. Want me to bring them?" "Yeah," I said, my voice soft. "Bring them." While we waited, Sarah helped unpack. Each box held something: mine dishes, not Lily's car payments, art, not Mom's club fees. Olivia arrived with a pizza and a wooden box. We sat on the floor, eating, as I opened Dad's letter. "Dear Emma," it read. "These albums are yours. They're from when we were a real family, before money ruined us. We failed you. Took your love, made it a debt. You were always enough. Be happy. Be free. Love, Dad." My hand shook as I closed it. "You okay?" Sarah asked, her eyes gentle. "Yeah," I said, grabbing the album. "I think I am." We flipped through photos: birthdays, Christmases, my old smiles. No hint of the betrayal to come. My phone buzzed. "Mom. House auctions tomorrow. Last chance to save it." Sarah snorted. "She's still pulling strings." I deleted the message. "It's not working anymore." Olivia raised her glass. "To new beginnings." I looked around my space, my friends, my future. Revenge didn't heal me. Choosing myself did. My name's Emma, and I'm finally free. Sarah and Olivia sprawled on my new Seattle apartment floor, empty champagne bottle between us, half-eaten pizza nearby. Photo albums lay open, old memories staring back. My younger self, all smiles, clueless about the betrayal ahead. My phone buzzed. "Dad. Auction's done. It's over. I hope you find peace." I typed back, "I have." Then set the phone down. Sarah nudged me. "Ready to paint this place?" I grinned, feeling light. "Let's do it." We laughed, planning colors as Olivia sketched ideas for the walls. My space. My choices. No one else's demands. Revenge hadn't fixed me. Watching their world collapse didn't fill the void. What healed was this: building something new, choosing myself over their poison. I thought of Mom, still scheming, texting about the house. I thought of Lily, facing her sentence, and Dad, finally owning his mistakes. They'd face their consequences. I didn't need to watch. My phone stayed quiet now, no desperate pleas, no guilt trips. The albums held the past, but they couldn't hurt me anymore. I'd carried their weight for 15 years: Portland mortgages, Vegas debts, endless lies. No more. Sarah poured the last of the wine. "To Emma," she said. "To freedom." Olivia raised her glass. "To leaving the past behind." I clinked my glass against theirs, the sound sharp, final. I looked around: boxes waiting to be unpacked, walls ready for color, friends who saw me, not my wallet. This was enough. More than enough. Loving people who never loved me back wasn't weakness. It was human. Letting them go, choosing myself, building a life free of their toxins, that was strength. I stood, grabbing a paint roller. "Who's starting?" Sarah laughed, snatching a brush. Olivia cranked music, and we dove in, paint splattering, voices loud. The future stretched ahead, unburdened. No more Tacoma shoeboxes to fund their dreams. No more sacrifices for a family that discarded me. Just me, my friends, my home. The sun dipped low, casting golden light through the windows. I paused, brush in hand, and felt it again. Peace. Real, unshakable peace. My name's Emma, and this is my strength, my freedom, my new beginning, built from the ashes of their betrayal.